It is. It is that time again. Yay! We are live on the 24th of February. Last night, it was like 44 degrees. This morning, it's 14. Anyway, we're here. Our focus today is on the truth of ourselves, authenticity. And I got to remember not to look at the computer, but at the camera. I am Karen McPhillips coming to you straight from Central Vermont Salt and Sand Studios. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is our Yoga Intermissions, our Try This at Home series. It's 50 minutes each session. And for those regulars or those who popped in over the last month, apologies between an antiquated laptop and YouTube outages. Two of our sessions basically got cut off really early on. So fingers crossed, last week worked fine, and this week works fine. So this is about you. It is about your authentic self. And we're going to start standing today. So thank you for joining me and finding your way to a mountain pose with your shoulders back a bit, the belly drawn in, no locking of the knees, hands by your sides. And if the palms can face forward, great. On an inhale, shrug the shoulders up to the ears. Roll them forward, drop them, breath out. Two more, your cadence. And now opposite direction, shoulders up. Reach them behind, release, breath out. Another two. Now take your hands and face the palms to the earth by your sides. I feel like it's a little dance. And we're reaching the heels of the hands down toward the earth. We're going to go ahead and drop the chin to the chest. Take a little neck roll around one side. Feel where you feel it. No judgment. Another one in that direction. And a third. And then opposite direction. Keep pressing the heels of the hands down toward the earth. During today's practice, we'll do a little bit of balance work on our knees and standing. So sometimes people need a wall or something on the standing ones, and that's cool. Chin drops, head lifts. Take a look over one shoulder, does not matter which one. Reach the heels of the hands down. Inhale, head forward, and look over the other shoulder. Inhale, head forward, drop your fingers. Inhale, reach your arms super high. Exhale, forward fold. Sway left and right. Nod your head, shake your head, open and close your jaw. If you like a bind here, take it. Maybe ragdoll, maybe yogi toe lock, maybe your hands are behind your low back. Release the hands. Come to a halfway lift again. Maybe hands are on your shins or your knees. You're looking for a nice long spine. Shoulders toward your hips. And your sitting bones backward. Shine your heart forward and up. Breathe. Next, exhale, we release down. And slowly unravel to stand. This time when arms sweep overhead, the palms press together. We reach, and then bend your elbows, bring the fingers behind the nape of your neck or to between your shoulder blades. Press your head back in. Bring the palms of the hands to the back of the head, but slide them out a little left and right so only the middle fingers are touching. Thumbs come down onto your neck and the elbows open up. See if you can soften your knees, tilt your pelvis a little forward, and then draw your shoulder blades together. A little tilt to one side. Doesn't matter which one. Open up the heart, open up the rib cage opposite your tilt. Feet all the way on the ground, lift up, and exhale, tilt the other way. Lift up. Use your thumbs to create a little massage on your neck, and if you like, you can release one hand to help in the massage on the opposite side, getting the shoulders, the traps, the side of the neck, behind the ear. And we take that to the other side. Finding a little kindness for yourself, trusting yourself. Now we interlace the fingers behind the head. Press the head into the hands, open up those elbows. We're going to take a little twist. First side, doesn't matter which one. Keep your hips square to the front of your mat. And check your feet. The balls of the big toe mounds of my feet sometimes lift off the mat, so I have to check back in, make sure I'm fully utilizing all four corners of the feet. Inhale, come center, and exhale, other side. Inhale, center, drop your hands, mountain pose once again. Nice and relaxed, but the knees stacked over the ankles, the hips over the knees, the shoulders over the hips, the neck nice and long. Bring to mind some place that you adored from your childhood. And imagine you are that child again, something under the age of, say, 10. And notice what you notice. Maybe there's a sense memory, smell, taste, touch, depending on where you are, perhaps sand or water or grass, maybe a hardwood floor. Who's with you? Someone, some being, maybe nobody. And what things are around you? A kite, a red ball, a swimming pool, a puppy, a kitty. And let this sense of happiness wash over you. Might feel a little bit like a gentle waterfall from the top of the head all the way to the feet. And draw your consciousness to not necessarily the source of the happiness outside you, but the place of happiness inside you, somewhere in, typically in the chest area, the heart area. When we're children, when we're infants, we don't know about what's expected of us naturally. Someone has to tell us. And over time, this gem of warmth, of comfort, of happy, of compassion, of love without thinking and without judging gets covered up in all of these layers of life, of society, of social expectations. Let's see if we can dig back in and peel off those layers of obfuscation and see the gem that is our true self, our authentic self, a happy self. Inhale, sweep your arms high. Exhale for a forward fold. Halfway lift. And a forward fold. We step back to a downward dog. Need to take off my socks. You might pedal into your downward dog. Maybe move your heels to one side and then the other. Breathing. Maybe coming back to this sense of warmth, of comfort. Almost like there's something hugging or someone hugging your heart. Maybe it's you. On an inhale, we're going to peel slowly forward into a high plank. Draw the navel into the spine, a little real estate between the shoulders, fingers are a little wide. Breathing 3, reach with the heels 2, reach with the crown of the head 1, exhale, down dog. Once again, peel forward, high plank. And if you have to move your feet around here, maybe there's something physical that is causing that, but if possible, your down dog and your high plank are actually the same length. Exhale, down dog. I'm going to start with a little balance. We're going to take the left foot and move it just slightly inward toward the right. We're going to float the right leg high. Draw your knee to your nose. Inhale, extend it. Bring your foot to the ground directly next to the left foot. Down dog. Float the left leg. Little balance. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Bring that foot down. Make some space between your feet, left and right. Inhale, peel forward to your high plank. Exhale, drop your knees to the ground and then come all the way down to the ground. Nose, chin, chest, hips, stretching onto the ground, arms in a cactus shape. You might bring your feet a little ways apart. Bring your head to one side. See if you can rest on your cheek or your ear. Elbows should be about shoulder height. Turn your head opposite way. Forehead to the earth. Now, typically in a cactus, your forearms are outside your mat, so that's where you want them. As you glide the fingertips back to shoulder height, it's like your elbows are making these sort of Batman ears. You're going to pull the navel away from the mat and tilt the pelvis downward. On an inhale, a little back bend, forehead, nose, chin, collarbones, maybe your chest comes off the mat. And we breathe, drawing the elbows up and in. 2, 1, all the way down to the mat. You might bend your knees and take a little windshield wiper movement with them, sort of swishing the hips a little left and right. We're going to take that again, so bring the shins back to the earth. Really press the tops of the feet into the earth, and maybe you scoot your fingers back just a little bit more. So now you have a much more open chest from armpit to armpit. Navel lifts away, pelvis tilts forward, tilts downward. On a long inhale, press into the mat, use the belly, forehead, chin, collarbones, maybe the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades and breathe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, all the way down to the mat. This time we reach the arms in front of us. Wiggle the hips left and right. And now as you start to glide your elbows under your shoulders, you're going to come up into a sphinx. Imagining that the hands and the forearms are pulling the mat backward. You don't have to tilt your head way up. Makes it tough to talk. Then you want to tilt your nose down a little bit. And here again, we're pressing the pelvis downward while we're lifting the navel upward to help take some of that energy out of the low back. And we breathe for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come into child's pose. Nice wide knees, big toes touch, long, long spine. Sitting bones as close to your heels as possible. Arms long in front.
If your head does not naturally rest on the ground, take something and place it underneath it. A block, a pillow, a bolster, a rolled up sweatshirt. Guide the breath the length of the spine, and then left and right across the low back. Coming back to this concept of authenticity, the fact that there is no should, there is no have to, there is no must. It's all about coming back to your true self, and all our true selves are characterized by compassion, stored in this gem of spirit heart right in the center of your chest. Unconditional. And for most of us, or build up layers around it over time. Yoga helps us peel those layers back. It might take a long time. It might not. Consider here an intention for the remainder of your practice, or maybe your focus is on what motivated you to come to your mat. Breathe in. Surround yourself with it on the breath out.
Make your way into a tabletop. As I mentioned, part of our giving ourselves the opportunity to come back to our true selves. It's not that it's not there. We just have to come back. We need to find it. I suggest it's not always that easy. Is trusting ourselves, and balance. Working balance is one way to do that. And we all can't do, every arm balance or flying balance or whatever you might have. Some of us might not even be able to do tree, and that is okay. This is about attempting and trusting. So we're in our tabletop. We're going to take some cats and cows. I love to bring into the movement a sort of hula hoop shape. I have a trouble actually doing hula hoop, with the actual hula hoop, but I get the motion. So bring that in. In the maid, you bring in full hip circles. And opposite direction. Beautiful. We come back to the tabletop. The right leg stretches behind us with the ball of the foot on the mat. The hips are really squared up. We take a little rock forward and backward. Reaching with the heel, drawing the belly in. Oh, a little snap, crackle, pop. And now the shoulders come over the wrists, and we float that leg up, reaching the heel behind. But rather than opening up the hips, we're working to square them. And then we see if while we sweep that right leg out to the right, we can still keep the hips squared and the leg lifted. Now we're going to sweep the leg behind, keep it going past the left calf and way outside the mat on the left. The shoelace side of the foot plants down. We don't move that left leg. And we draw the right front hip to the left heel. Drawing onto the forearms, nice wide fingers. Guide those palms back a little bit energetically. A little space between the shoulder blades, and if you like a little more challenge, tuck the toes of the right foot underneath and float the knee. A beautiful glute opener. Rise back up to a three-legged tabletop. Right leg behind, hips squared, knee to your nose. Inhale, extend. We're going to add to the balance challenge. So ensure that the top of the left foot is really planted on the earth. Hips are squared up, belly is in, left arm floats in front. And we're just going to hang here for a few breaths. And after a few breaths, if you would like a quad stretch, you can take that in a couple of ways. You can simply bend the right knee and pump the leg up and down, or you can reach around with your left hand to take a hold of the right foot, the pant leg, the ankle. Send the heart forward once again. Arm and leg stretch, working back into the original balance, and the knee and the hand to the mat. The body is likely asking for something to loosen things up again. So go ahead and add any movement that feels good for you. And of course, because that was asymmetrical, we are now going to do it on the other side. Left leg reaches behind, ball of the foot on the ground. Your rocking motion or not to open up the calf, the sole of the foot, the heel. All our weight is not dumped into the hands. The belly is drawing in and up. Shoulders over the hips and the left leg floats. Square up those hips. Shoelace side of the right foot planted. We keep our hips square. Swing the left leg to the left. Swing it behind. Keep going all the way out to the right till you can't move it any further. Top of that foot comes to the ground outside your mat. We're drawing to our forearms. We don't move that right leg at all. And the front of the left hip comes toward the left heel. Just like in Sphinx, you want to feel this sort of energetic drawing backward of the forearms, the palms, and the fingertips. For that extra challenge, left toes tuck, knee comes off the mat, and we reach farther away from us with the left heel. And coming back to our three-legged tabletop. Knee draws to the nose. Inhale, extend. We join up with the body and the right arm this time floating forward. Working to maintain our balance. Our hips are square. We take our breaths. Maybe we remain here. Maybe we take a quad stretch. Remember that you can take a quad stretch by simply bending the left knee as if your left foot is stepping on the sky and slowly pump that leg up and down. You do not have to reach around with your right hand. And we release, arm forward, leg back, and the hand and the knee to the mat. Find your motion. You got the motion. Rock the boat. All right, we're going to work into a twist where we can also add some balance work to that. First, I'm going to take a sip of my tea. And remember, as always, this is your practice, it's not mine. So if something's not working for you, you can modify it. You can do something else. You could even just go into child's pose or Shavasana shape for the whole class if that's what suits your body. That is being aware of your authentic self, what that self needs. So come back into a tabletop. We're moving into a tabletop twist. So a little tuck of the tailbone, float the right arm high, and then sweep it behind your left wrist. I like to move my left hand forward a bit, and then you're going to come down in this twist onto potentially the right tricep or shoulder blade. And here is where you can stay. So your right palm is facing up. You can also scooch the left arm long in front
and come to your fingertips. If you'd like to add a balance challenge, first, extend the left leg behind you so the ball of the foot's on the floor. You might need to lift your head a little bit and lengthen your neck to keep it safe. This might be where you stay, or a little more challenge, the left leg floats up. Really use the belly. Press the shoelace side of the right foot into the earth. You might feel a stretch in your left tricep. And if you'd like to go even further in your balance challenge, bend your left knee and then open up your hips. So it's almost as if that left foot, we're going to step to the outside of the right leg. I'm going to take some ankle circles there. Open and close my toes. If you happen to fall, remember it's just yoga. It doesn't matter. The ground, thankfully, is not that far away. If you're in the full balance with me, you're going to square up your hips, lengthen your left leg, draw your left knee to the mat. Now for everyone, left hand comes under your left shoulder, press up, unwind, and hand to the mat. I don't know about you, but for me, there was a lot of popping going on there, which tells me I've done a really nice twist, releasing the spine and the hips with the added advantage of releasing toxins. All right, you're going to find maybe some movement. And we're going to come back to tabletop. This time, left arm floats high. We thread the needle behind the right wrist, maybe scooching that right hand forward so you can get the space you need to draw that left hand as far to the right as you can and come to your left tricep or the shoulder blade. This twist is enough for many of us. You might scooch your right hand forward more. If you're going to join me in the balance, extend your right leg, ball of foot on the ground. Heel reaches away from you. Don't forget to press the shoelace side of the left foot to the earth. Use your glutes, use your belly, use your quads, and your hammies. Float that right leg. Maybe you stay here. If you like, you can bend that knee and open up the hips. I'd say toward the barn door, but I'm probably the only person who has a barn door. And if you've opened up, you might take ankle circles, open and close your toes. And we extend the leg, square up the hips, draw the right knee to the earth, unravel, and hand to the mat, child's pose. It's funny how some of the simple movements still on the ground can bring the heart rate up. I'm all warmed up. Tabletop with the hands forward of your shoulders, just a couple of inches. Tuck your toes under, downward dog. Make your way to the front of your mat. Could be a walk, a skip, a crawl, a hop, forward fold. Yogi toe lock. Bring your feet a little teeny bit wider. Peace fingers come inside the big toes, and the thumbs rest on the top of the toes. Lift halfway up. See how you can get really long in the spine and the legs. Exhale, fold over the legs. Elbows will bend left and right. Release the bind, roll to standing. Arms float high. We take a chair pose, Utkatasana. Your feet are welcome to stay wide. You can welcome your feet.
And remember here as a child, we used to be able to just squat down. That true sense of our body with sort of very little consciousness. I'm going to take a twist, hands to your heart, left arm forward, right arm behind. You're twisting with the thumbs upward, and you're gazing toward your right thumb. We come center with the hands at the heart. We're going to go ahead and float the left knee toward the chest. This might be where you stay. If you like, cross that left ankle above the right knee. Press the knee away and down, the left knee. This may be where you stay. Maybe you sink a little deeper. Maybe you take an arm balance. Drishti, staring at a point on the ground about 6 feet in front of you, knowing that if you fall out like I keep doing, you just find your way back in. And we release and we take that to the other side. We're in chair, arms overhead. This time, right arm forward, left arm behind. Energy in your heels. Arms forward, hands to your heart. Energy in your left foot, right knee lifts. Remain here or cross your right ankle over your left knee. Send the right knee away and down. Maybe you sink a little bit deeper. Maybe you find an arm balance. Chair pose. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Left foot glides to the back of the mat. Runner's lunge. Heart forward, belly up. Very slowly. So I would recommend actually continuing to extend the front to back between your feet, as far as that left ball of the foot will go. Then slowly drop the back knee. Bring the shoelace side of the foot down. So untuck your toes, left hand down, right arm high, or the heel of the hand can come to the low back. You want that right knee coming straight forward, so really use the big toe mound of that foot. Half split. Ardha Hanumanasana. Your hands might help you bring that right foot forward, lengthen the leg. And just like in runner's lunge, you really want a nice long spine. So maybe your hands move back a little bit as you reach the heart forward of the mat and then fold. Both hands inside your right foot to allow that right foot to scoot backward. Come fully on the mat, right ankle up under the right knee. Heel toe the foot out to the edge of the mat, and then point the right toes to the right. We're going to take our right hand, place it inside the right thigh, press that thigh away and back, and twist over the shoulder. Pelvis then draws forward rather than down. Right hand comes to the mat. We take the toes and the heel of the right foot and make them perpendicular. Then so your foot is pointing straight forward. Then we're going to peel open that right foot so you're on the outer edge. And if you like, you stay here, or the forearms move forward onto a block or another prop or the mat for your lizard pose. Uncurl your toes. Maybe you need to lift the left knee off the mat a bit, stretch that leg out, and bring it back down so you don't have any pain in your kneecap. 5,
4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands come underneath the shoulders. We're going to scoot back into a tabletop. Find a couple of cats and cows. Move the hands a little forward. Tuck the toes back to downward dog. And for a balance, we're going to take the right hand and place it on the left calf, ankle, or foot and look under your left arm. Return the right hand to the mat. Left hand does the same, opposite side. Hands to the mat, make your way to the front of your mat. Again, forward fold. This time we'll roll up to standing, finding a little bit different balance, hands to your heart. We're going to move into a tree, but your tree could simply be the toes of the left foot still on the mat and the sole of the foot on your ankle. Or that foot could be anywhere inside the right leg except your knee. Slow the breath. Use a wall if you need to. Single point of focus. And we take it to the other side. Foot returns, arms sweep up, exhale, forward fold. A halfway lift. Back to your forward fold, runner's lunge, your right foot back. Heart, right leg super strong. Lengthen the distance front to back between your feet. Slowly bring the right knee down. Untuck your toes. For your twist, right hand down, left arm high. Or heel of the left hand at your low back. And you got to work with your body. So if you need to move that right knee around or place something underneath it, go forth. That left knee should be pointing straight forward. We're using the entire foot. Half split Ardha Hanumanasana. Both hands inside the left foot. We scoop that left foot backward so the sole of the foot is all the way on the mat, the knee right over the ankle. Heel toe the left foot to the edge of the mat, and then point the left toes to the left. Right hand to the mat, left hand inside your left thigh, and press that thigh away from you. Draw the pelvis forward. Left hand down, toes and heel parallel. Open up that foot like a book. Lizard pose, pelvis forward, not down, and maybe you find your way to your forearms. Hands underneath your shoulders. Come back to your tabletop.
And then we're going to bring the sitting bones to the heels. If you need to place something behind your thighs, feel free to do so. We're going to kneel upright. I'm going to tuck my toes under because we're going to work into camel or half camel. I will guide half camel. I like to have my heels a little bit closer. So we bring the heels of the hands to the low back. Press the flesh down. Draw the navel in, send the hips forward. Draw the torso long. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then do that all again. Flesh down, pelvis forward, belly in, torso long, heart shines, shoulder blades together, head drops back, and maybe one hand can come to the heel on the same side. If you're taking it single-sided, you might float the opposite arm overhead. If you have a full camel, feel free to take it here as long as you can do so safely. Right hand comes to your heart, belly in, stack the shoulders over the hips. We'll take it to the other side. Hands to the low back, flesh, pelvis, navel, torso, heart, shoulder blades. And again, flesh down, pelvis forward, navel in, long torso, shoulder blades together, heart shines, head back, and maybe you can reach for your heel. And the opposite arm floats up. Left hand to your heart. Draw the belly in, shoulders up, nice. We're going to come seated on our heels again for a little swing left and right. Maybe you even let your hands kind of slap or touch your body. We're going to make our way all the way down to our backs, our final sequence. Taking your time. Both feet on the ground, knees toward the sky. You're going to cross your right ankle above your left knee. Then you're going to scooch that left foot out to the left. Bring the, actually I want to go the other way. No, I don't. Bring the knees down to the right. So you're coming onto the right hip. Arms can flop out left and right. And maybe there's a gaze over your left shoulder. If you prefer a different twist, feel free to take that. This is your practice, not mine, as I've mentioned. And now that we're on our backs, check back in. Find yourself in that place that you loved as a child. Notice, observe, feel. All of the senses. What is in your sight? What do you smell? What do you taste? What's touching your skin? What do you hear? Maintaining that picture, those sensations, we're going to come out of this, full spine on the mat, and then take it to the other side. Right foot down, left ankle crosses, and the knees drop to the left, the head to the right. Coming back to these sensations of something you loved as a child, allow your gaze and your experience to move in toward your heart center. Is there a sense of belonging, of being, of warmth, of love? And how much of that is coming from you versus what is around you? Make your way out of this twist, aligning your spine top to bottom. Move into a happy baby, or simply hug your knees into your chest, or you could find virtual legs up the wall. Anything that can stretch out your low spine. And we meet in Shavasana. One big, big, big breath in. Complete breath out. Here you are at the end of your practice, integrating all of the work of the breath, prana, your life force, the work of your mind, of your body, and of your spirit or heart. Exploring your authentic self. No shoulds, no what ifs, no musts, no have tos. Simply in this 50 minutes, what was right for you, what is true for you. You're going to gently find your way back to a seat because our time is just about up. Hands to your heart. Breathe all the air from your lungs if you'd like to join in with an Om. Deep inhale. Thumb knuckles right to the center forehead. May you find your truth. May you give love. May you feel loved. Namaste. So great to be back online and practicing with you. Again, my name is Karen, coming to you from Salt and Sand Studios. If you're ever in the area, please come for a visit. A little glass blowing, a little yoga, or a little chat. I hope to see you soon. Thanks. Bye.